Have you noticed this? The older your child gets, the more they feel like a room with a door that can shut at any second. You stand outside and knock harder. Inside, they simply turn the volume up. Parent effectiveness training is not about beating your child in an argument. It is about finding your way back into that room. In the next 5 minutes, look at one question. Why does the harder you control, the less your child wants to listen? Most family conflicts do not begin with something huge. They begin with one sentence. Why are you doing this again? Your child says, I do not want to do homework. Your brain instantly sounds the alarm. If I do not push, they will fall behind. But what your child hears is not care. It sounds like judgment. You are wrong again. You disappointed me again. So the first step is not to convince them. It is to ask, whose problem is this right now? When your child is sad, scared, or stuck, it is mostly their problem. When their behavior affects you, it becomes your problem. If the problem belongs mainly to the child, the most powerful thing you can do is often to say less. Active listening is not repeating their words. It is translating the emotional mess into a sentence that makes them feel seen. When they say, I do not want homework, you might say, just looking at all those problems already makes you feel tired. That sentence will not magically fix everything, but it lowers the defenses first. If the door is closed, advice cannot get in. The mistake many parents make is trying to drag the child out of emotion too quickly. Commands, threats, lectures, and labels may look like discipline. Often they simply block the conversation. When your child's behavior affects you, do not attack their character. Talk about the impact. Do not say, you are so selfish. Say, the TV is loud, I cannot finish my work, and I am getting frustrated. The point is not to sound soft. The point is to be precise. Specific behavior, real impact, my feeling. If a backpack blocks the doorway, saying you are lazy makes them defend. Saying I might trip helps them see the consequence. Phone conflicts work the same way. Before you grab the phone, do not turn your child into the enemy. You care about sleep. They hate stopping in the middle of a game. Both needs are real, and that is why the conflict gets stuck. This is where P.E.T. uses the no-lose method. Not you over them, not them over you, but a third option you build together. First, put both needs on the table. I need you to sleep on time. You need a way to end that feels acceptable. Then list options without judging them. 10 more minutes, finish this round, or earn extra playtime tomorrow. Finally, choose one plan both sides can accept, try it, and agree on when to review it. A rule your child helped create usually gets less resistance because it no longer feels like a pure command. When two children fight, do not rush to become the judge. The child who loses the verdict remembers the resentment. First, translate both needs. You want fairness, and you want your toy to be protected. Sometimes the skill parents need most is not a better script, it is the ability to pause. When anger rises, stop for 10 seconds. You are not giving up. You are leaving a path back to the relationship. You can say, I am very angry right now. I need 10 minutes to calm down, then we will talk. That sentence has more boundary than slamming a door and more honesty than holding it in until you explode. P.E.T. is not about letting children do whatever they want. It is about setting limits without shaming them. When your child says, my teacher hates me, do not start by arguing. Try, you feel singled out, and that feels unfair. When a child feels understood, they finally have enough space to hear your limits. Get the order wrong, and the method fails. So do not practice the whole system tonight. Practice one sentence. It sounds like this is really hard for you. Ask why a little less. Many why questions sound like a cross-examination to a child. Say, I hear you, more often. That does not mean approving every behavior. It means catching the emotion first. This book is not really training the child. It is training the parent's ability to speak in a way the relationship can receive. When you can listen, your child can speak. When you can speak clearly, rules have a chance to be heard. Before the next sentence, ask yourself, should I listen, should I express, or should we solve this together? The real change is not that your child obeys instantly. It is that they begin to open the door a little. That small opening is where a parent is allowed to come close again. So when your child talks back, do not rush to win the first sentence. Turn the battlefield back into a conversation. Remember 3 moves. When the child has feelings, listen. When you are affected, use I. When both are stuck, solve together. And if you cannot do it every time, that is normal. Parents get tired, rushed, and regret things they just said. P.E.T. does not ask you to be perfectly calm forever. It asks you to stop before you hurt the relationship. If you only take one line today, take this. Understand first, set the limit second. Reverse the order, and love can sound like attack. Tonight's practice is small. When your child complains, do not judge, do not interrogate, just name the feeling you hear. They may not change immediately, but you may see defenses soften and conversations last a little longer. The next time conflict arrives, do not ask how to control them. Ask who needs to be heard right now. That is the deeper skill P.E.T. gives parents, keeping connection alive inside conflict.